Assalamu alaikum students. I am Farheen Bashir, your chemistry subject teacher. Welcome you all in AppSec's online support program 2020-21. Dear students, the book that we are going to use is the textbook of chemistry for grade 9 by National Book Foundation. Today we are going to discuss page number 33 till page number 36. We are going to start the unit number 2, that is the structure of atoms. It is your lesson number 9 and the topic is isotopes. The resources you required is the textbook of chemistry. The summary of the lesson is you will be able to understand that what is meant by isotopes, different isotopic forms of elements like hydrogen, carbon, and chlorine, and uses of isotopes. The objectives for today's lessons are, by the end of the lecture, you will be able to understand what is isotope, different isotopic forms and properties of hydrogen, carbon, chlorine, and uranium, and the uses of isotopes. Success criteria to achieve the objectives is you need to be attentive, listen carefully, note down important points, read thoroughly page number 33 till page number 36. First of all, isotopes. The word isotope was first used by Sori. It is a Greek word, isos, means same, and tope means place. According to definition, isotopes are the atoms of an element whose nuclei have the same atomic number but different mass number. Dear students, can you answer what is meant by atomic number and atomic mass? Atomic number is the sum of the total number of protons or electron present in an atom, while the atomic mass is the sum of total number of neutrons and total number of proton present in the nuclei of an atom. Properties of isotopes. Dear students, here I have shown the isotopic form of an atom. What are your findings? Dear students, you will find that both the atoms have same number of electrons. Dear students, you can see the electrons are revolving around the nucleus. And above diagram, the yellow color circle is representing the nucleus, while the blue color lines around the yellow color ball or the circle are the shells on which the electrons are revolving. Next, both the atoms have same number of protons. You can see in both the atoms the number of protons which are represented by P. Both atoms contains the same number of protons, that is 8 proton. Both have same atomic number. As they are having same number of proton, that means they are having same atomic number. Next, both have different number of neutrons. Dear students, you can see in the diagram, in one of the atom, the number of neutrons are 8 neutron, while in another atom or in the second atom, number of neutrons are 10. Means one of the atom is containing 8 neutrons while the other is containing 10 neutrons. That means they have different number of neutrons. It results in different atomic mass, or you can say different mass number due to the difference in their number of neutrons. And this is the definition of isotope, as well as these are the properties of an isotope. Dear students, isotopes of an element have similar chemical properties. Do you know why? Why we are saying that the isotope of an element have similar chemical properties? We are saying this because the chemical properties of element depends upon the number of protons and electrons. Neutrons do not take part in ordinary chemical reactions. And as we know that isotope contains the same atomic number, that's why they have similar chemical properties. Isotopes of hydrogen. Dear students, here I have shown a diagram in which you can see 3 different atoms. By looking at the diagram, can you answer how many isotopic forms of hydrogen are there? Yes, 3. So we can say that hydrogen exists in 3 isotopic forms. The first, hydrogen 1, also known as protium. Second, hydrogen 2, also known as deuterium. Third, hydrogen 3, also known as tritium. Here I have shown the symbolic representation of these 3 isotopic forms of hydrogen. Dear students, if you focus at the representation, you can see the atomic number, the number which is written at the bottom of the hydrogen sign, that is H, is representing atomic number, while the number that is written at the top of the hydrogen symbol, that is H, is the atomic mass. Dear students, the number or the atomic number is same in all the isotopic form, but the mass number is vary. That is, in one form it is 1, second form it is 2, and in third form it is 3. Hydrogen 1 or protium. What are the properties of protium? Basically, protium is the isotopic form of hydrogen that has 1 proton, 1 electron, and no neutron. You can see it in the diagram as well. In the nucleus, we can see the one particle that is red in color and is representing proton, and the electron that is revolving around that positive particle or that red circle. This red circle is the proton, while the blue color that is showing the electron. Second property, it is a colorless, odorless, and tasteless. It is insoluble in water. It is highly flammable gas. Hydrogen 2, deuterium. Deuterium is isotopic form of hydrogen that has 1 proton, 1 electron, and 1 neutron. You can see in case of protium, we are not having any kind of neutron. But in case of deuterium, we are having another particle or another color inside the nucleus, that is blue in color. So that's mean now the nucleus is having two type of particles, that one is red in color and the other is blue. The blue is, or you can see the dark blue. The dark blue or the blue is showing the neutron. Dear students, water that contain hydrogen 2, that is deuterium atoms in place of hydrogen 1 is called heavy water. So we can say that in normal water, the hydrogen 1 is present, while in heavy water, hydrogen 2 or the deuterium is present. And it is the main difference between the normal water and the heavy water. Hydrogen 3 tritium. Tritium is the isotopic form of hydrogen that has one proton, one electron, and two neutrons. Dear students, if you focus, that you can see in all the isotopic form of hydrogen, the number of proton and the electrons are same. The difference is in the number of neutrons. You can see the diagram as well. Now, in the nuclear region, you are having three circles or the three particles. One of them is the proton, while the rest of the two are the neutrons. It is rare and radioactive. It is not found naturally occurring hydrogen because its nucleus is unstable. Due to the presence of two neutrons and one proton, it becomes heavy mass particle. So as a result of this reason, the hydrogen isotopic form tritium is very rare and radioactive. In the given chart, I have shown you the difference between the three different isotopic form of hydrogen. You can see the number of protons or the atomic number in all three isotopic form is same, that is 1, 1, 1, while the number of neutron in case of protium is 0, but in case of deuterium or hydrogen 2 it is 1, and in case of tritium or hydrogen 3 it is 2. You can see the natural abundance or the percentage of the respective isotopic form of hydrogen as well. You can see protium is about 99.98, means the 99.98% of naturally occurring hydrogen is protium, while deuterium is about from 0.0026 till 0.0184. But the tritium is very small or trace amount. The reason is same because of the radioactive nature. Isotopes of carbon. Carbon occurs in three isotopic forms: carbon 12, carbon 13, carbon 14. Carbon 12 properties. It has 6 protons, 6 electrons, and 6 neutrons. Here you can see in the diagram as well. The nuclear region is being represented by the yellow color or the yellow color circle. You can see inside which you can see the number of protons and the neutrons. You can count them. As well as you can see the electrons that are red in color rotating around the nucleus. Second property, it is black or grayish black solid. It is odorless and tasteless. It is insoluble in water. It has high melting and boiling point. Melting and boiling point means First of all, the melting, the point at which the substance starts to melt, and the boiling, at which the substance starts to boil. Carbon-13. Carbon-13 is the second isotopic form of carbon. It has 6 protons and 7 neutrons, while the number of electrons is same as the number of protons, that is 6. You can see it in the diagram as well. Just count the green dots inside the yellow region, that is the nuclear region. There will be 13 in numbers. Second property, it is black or grayish black solid. It is odorless and tasteless. It is insoluble in water. It has high melting and boiling point. Carbon-14, the third and the last isotopic form of carbon. It has 6 protons and 8 neutrons. Now the number of neutrons becomes 8. In case of carbon-13, we are having 7 neutrons. You can see the carbon-14 isotopic form in diagram as well. Now count the green color circles inside the yellow region, that is the nuclear region. There will be 14 in number, out of which 6 are protons and the rest of them are neutrons. It is black or grayish black solid. It is odorless and tasteless. It is insoluble in water. It has high melting and the boiling point. Isotopes of chlorine. Chlorine occurs in 2 natural isotopic forms, chlorine-35 and chlorine-37. You can see them in the diagram as well. In case of chlorine-35 has 17 protons and 18 neutrons. Dear students, about 75% of naturally occurring chlorine is chlorine-35. It is grayish yellow gas with sharp, pungent, irritating smell. Pungent, irritating smell means the smell that you cannot bear. It has very high odor or high intensity of odor. It is fairly soluble in water, means it is highly soluble in water. You can see the diagram of chlorine-35 isotope as well. Chlorine-37. Chlorine-37 is the isotopic form of chlorine that has 17 protons and 20 neutrons. About 25% of naturally occurring chlorine is chlorine-37. It is grayish yellow gas with sharp, pungent, irritating smell. It is fairly soluble in water. Isotopes of uranium. Uranium has 3 isotopes: uranium-234, uranium-235, and uranium-238. Dear students, I have shown the diagram or the Bohr structure of uranium atoms. Although you cannot count them, that are the nuclear particles or the number of protons and the neutrons, but you can see a bulk amount of them. You can see the brown color dots are representing protons, while the yellow or the blue color is showing the neutron. Dear students, more neutrons result in heavy mass of the respective atom, and the fewer neutron results in lighter or the less stable nucleus of the atom. Uses of uranium isotopes. Dear students, as you know that uranium contains a bulk amount of nuclear particle or the huge amount of number of neutrons and protons in the nucleus. So that's why the uranium-235 is used in nuclear reactor and atomic bombs because of its instability or less stability. Uranium-238 lacks the properties necessary for above application. Above application means the use in nuclear reactor and atomic bombs. Uranium-234 is very rare. Alpha decay of uranium-235. Dear students, as we are saying that the nucleus is very unstable or the uranium contain heavy mass nucleus, so that's why they usually go towards a self-decay, or you can say radioactivity. Here I have shown the alpha decay of uranium-235. You can see the uranium-235 atom, that is the parent nucleus, is going to decay into two daughter nuclei. One of them is the helium, that is the emission of alpha particle, and the thorium. Uses of isotopes. Dear students, there are variety of uses of isotopes. Some of them are radioactive iodine-131 is used as a tracer in diagnosing thyroid problem. Sodium-24 isotope is used to trace flow of blood. Iodine-123 is used to image the brain. Cobalt-60 is commonly used to irradiate cancer cells. Carbon-14 is used to trace the path of carbon in photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process in which the plants prepare their own food by themselves in the presence of sunlight. So we can use carbon-14 to trace the path of carbon in photosynthesis process. Let's move towards the written work. Dear students, following written work to be done on the loose sheets. First, what is an isotope? Who discovered it? Compare the isotopes of carbon. Second, draw isotopes of chlorine. How do these isotopes differ? Write a short note on isotopes of uranium. What is the difference between heavy water and ordinary water? Heavy water is a water that contains deuterium in place of hydrogen, while the ordinary water or normal water is a water that contains protium or hydrogen 1. Draw the structure to support your answer. You can draw Bohr's structure of both the isotopes, that is deuterium and the protium. Dear students, you have to solve exercise questions as well. Question number 10, 11 and 12. On page number 40 they are given. That's all for today's lecture. Thank you so much.